Ciao Tesla people, I got a notification that there is a software update and it's the 2025.14.3.1. Finally, it's the spring update with all the bug fixes, the patches and all that stuff. So I already downloaded because it connects to Wi-Fi, which is pretty good. So let's start the installation. And then we tap here, so it jumps directly to the installation. And that's it. So there are several, let me actually start I'll start the time lapse of the installation. When I make the video for you, it's going to be few seconds. So I want to keep track of this installations. Anyway, so there are several new features and changes. So I got the release notes here on the phone. And of course, the 2025.14.3.1 is patches of bug fixes of the spring update. So I have to go back a bit and let me check if it's better to see the release notes on the app or on the notteslaapp.com site. So let's do the from the app, okay? So the first change is alternative trip plans. So multiple trip plans are now available to you to choose from, allowing you to better suit your travel needs, fastest, offer the quickest route, best amenities. That's good. Prioritizing stop near open and highly rated restaurant, shops and restrooms, and fewer stops, minimize the charging stops. Good. Okay, now this avoid highways. Okay, navigation can now avoid highways when possible, providing an alternative route to bypass major roads. Go to control navigation, avoid highways. Now this is a bit different probably from location to location because, for example, here in Italy, the majority of highways are paid. So there is already an option to avoid tolls, pay tolls. But there are some, they're called superstrada. It's basically super road called, which is in between a normal road, a fast road, and a highway, which don't have tolls. Maybe this is included in this. I'm not sure. We'll see. I have to test this. Save trunk height based on location. Oh, this is interesting. So if you open the trunk, you can change the inclination, so the height of the trunk. For example, if you park inside the garage and the door is a bit low, like actually the ceiling is a bit low, you can stop it at a certain height and it remembers the locations of that. So customize the opening height of your trunk and save it as a default or for a specific location such as your garage. To set the height, pause the trunk while it's moving using the touch screen. Oh, okay. Alternative, manually adjust to your preferred height, then press and hold the trunk, close the button until you hear a chime. Okay. To set the existing trunk opening to the factory default height, or to clear any saved location, go to Control Service, remove saved locations. Okay, that's interesting. In the meantime, this guy is going. What else? Keyboard language. Easily switch between different language input methods on your touch screen. To add keywords, keyboards, to go to control display keyboards. Oh, okay. To switch between them, long press the global icon on your keyboard and select the desired keyboard. Okay, I'm going to test this. Keep accessories power on. So use or charge devices through the low voltage outlet USB ports on the inductive phone charger after exiting the vehicle, as long as the battery is above 20%. When enabled, these ports remain powered even if you are not present and the vehicle is not in use. Note that this may increase the vehicle power consumption. Okay, so you can keep the outlet on even if you're not in the car, if you close the car. So go to control charging, keep accessory power on. I would prefer to power off this. Maybe if you have different accessories, maybe, for example, I know that some people installed fridges or maybe other components and stuff, they need to keep it on. Okay. And then minor updates. When viewing a charger location page, nearby restaurant, cafe and shops within walking distance are displayed on the bottom. Okay, cool. Media search results are now filtered by sources, providing faster and more streamlined access to content. Okay. Signing with your Amazon Music free account requires premium connectivity or an active Wi-Fi connection. Okay. I'm already on Amazon Music because I have Amazon Prime. So it requires to have premium connectivity now. Okay. You can now shuffle the entire Apple Music playlist that contains more than 100 songs. Okay. See what songs will play next to the YouTube Music playlist in the Up Next view of the media player. In your navigation settings, you can choose to show or hide chargers on the map that are not owned or services by Tesla. Okay, so this is interesting because here in Italy, and mostly in Europe, we have third-party chargers. So you can charge not only on superchargers, but on other chargers. So you can pick, you can show it or not. So in navigation settings, I'm going to check that. If your hotspot is enabled, it will automatically connect to your vehicle once you start driving. Okay. So you won't have to reconnect each time. Okay, there was a bug, I think, that if you connect via hotspot on your phone and the car connects to this hotspot, if you start to drive, it would disconnect and then you had to reconnect, which was a pain. So right now it will keep connect, which is good. Contact photos are now displayed for incoming calls and in the vehicle phone app. Okay, and this updating includes important security fixes improvements. Okay, so these are all the changes that are listed in the release notes of the software. But let's go to not Tesla app site. I'm checking out here. Yeah, and tells me okay, cookies. I don't care. So let me go through this again, okay? Because not all the release notes are, yeah, for example, adapted headlights, so the matrix lights, okay? We already have in Europe, but they didn't have it in US, so they enabled those matrix lights or adapted headlights. High beams now adapt to reduce glare for the other drivers and cyclists by detecting other road user and selectively dimming individual pixels of the headlight. Your high beam stay on more often, for greater visibility at night. To turn them on, go to controls, lights, adapted headlights. Okay, so we already have that in Europe. In the meantime, this guy is rebooting. Okay, great. Blind spot camera on driver screen. So the blind spot camera feed is now available on the instrument panel. Go to control, display automatic blind spot camera and select the driver display. Okay. Alternative trip plans, we said that. Avoid highways, we said that. DashCam update and side camera recording. This is available worldwide. Your vehicle side cameras, B-pillar, will now be recorded to both DashCam and Sentry clips. The DashCam viewer app are also been updated with a grid view, making easier to access and review recordings. This is available for new Model S and 3, new Model X and Y. It requires hardware 4. So I'm going to check if I have this because I might not. We'll see. Improved dashcam viewers. Although vehicles with Hardware 3 are not receiving the B-pillar camera recording for Sentry Mode and DashCam, they are receiving the improved DashCam viewer if they include AMD Ryzen infotainment chip. The updated DashCam viewer have several new features, including a new grid view that lets you view the cameras at once, making it easier to view what happened during the event. The updated player now also includes a button to jump back and forth 15 seconds increments, as well as the ability to jump directly to the next clip. The different camera viewers are now placed along the bottom instead. Okay. The save trunk height based on location, we set that. Lane departure avoidance. This is available. This is for the Cybertruck. This feature warns you if your vehicle drifts near or out of your lane. Okay. All other cars have already this. What else? Save trunk height based on location. We talk about that. Comfort drive mode in autopilot, and this is for a Cybertruck. Your vehicle will now automatically transition to comfort drive mode with autopilot engaged. The setting is enabled by default. Okay, you can disable, of course. Keyboard language, we talk about that. Keep accessory power on, we talk about that. Minor bug fixes, near camera. Yep. So Sentry mode. This is undocumented. Okay, but so these are all the changes. Let me check if speedometer. Yeah, there are some undocumented, but I wanted to check if maybe I'll make another video, because these ones are yeah, I want to check if other people found out about this, and to make sure that are available. Okay, so these are all the changes. I'm going to, as soon as this guy is done installation, I'm going to test some of the controls and see if the options, so stay tuned. In the meantime, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, will help me a lot. And just a few seconds and we'll be back to test the options. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so installation is done. A bunch of release notes, of course. We already went through this. So let's go to the ones that there is an option in the menu. Okay, so the first is avoid highways. So you go to control navigation, avoid highways. So you go to control navigation. Okay, and here there's avoid tolls, ferries, and highways. Okay, so even in Europe there's this option. Now these two in Europe, at least in Italy, they are the same, because tolls are only on highways. But maybe highways includes also the high-speed road, which are in between a normal road and a highway. I don't know. And then this other option is a third-party charging station. Show fast charging station on destination charging station not owned by or serviced by Tesla. So it's off. So let's turn it on, which is good, this guy. Okay. So third-party charging station, selecting third-party charging station will now show Tesla a third-party charging station on your charging list and map. Trip planner will not automatically navigate to third-party charging station, but you can add them as a route manually. Charging prices and third-party charging station are set by site owner. Okay, great. So I turn on this one, and this one, if I plan some trip, let's see if I need to. Now the save trunk, I will do another video. The save trunk height, I will do another video. But again, you go to control, and then services here, And down here, where is it? Battery health, camera capability, camera view, adjusting headlights, towing, car wash, driver seat, steering. I don't have it, okay? Yeah, I don't have this option. Okay. Then the other one that I wanted to check is the keyboard languages. So if you go to control, display, then keyboards, okay, keyboards language. Okay, so you can set the one that you want. I use English, even if I could put English or Italian. Can you put two? Oh, so English is already set. There is no Italian. French, Czech. Okay. Okay, I don't care. So there is no Italian for the keyboard. Set to I have it set to English. Okay. Then keep accessories power on. This is interesting. So all these for example, power here, power in the trunk, and all the stuff can be turned on or off. So you go to controls, charging. You go, wait a second, sorry, charging, and here keep accessory power on, and there is information, power, phone chargers, USB ports, and low voltage outlets remain powered after exit if the battery is above 20%. When enabled, it continues to consume energy when. Okay, so if you turn on this, all these outlets here in the back, they will be left on if the percentage of the battery is above 20%. So if you have, for example, if you put a fridge, it will stay on. Of course, it will consume battery, so I will turn it off because I don't care. So these are all the changes that are included. I will do another video for the undocumented because I wanted to check some details. Yeah, that's it. So the installation went smoothly. One thing that I noticed is that when it went through the installation, it disappeared the information that it gives you, like the bar, loading bar of installation. It doesn't give you a percentage. That's one bug, but it didn't show up until the end. So this is another, I think it's the second time that I do an installation that I noticed that issue. Other times it stays all the way until it does the 2 reboots at the end. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe they forgot something. And then I will check out those undocumented changes and make a video out of it. And that's it. Please check out my Tesla referral. If you buy a Tesla, you can get a discount here in Europe and the US. And please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, share it, and I'll see you next video. Ciao, Tesla people.